All right, so I want to do a case study for physical products, and even though Review Hunt doesn't support physical products yet, I think it's important to bring it up so that anybody who steps through this free course for Review Hunt to find out a little bit about the product, what decentralized brand advocates and influencers is, what is like paying people in cryptocurrency in tokens. I thought I would do one for what I see a lot of people buying is things like on Kickstarter or physical products that people kind of swell around on Pinterest or on Instagram, things like that. So obviously we don't support physical products yet, but Review Hunt could do that if we had a bigger relationship with a particular brand. Maybe some Kickstarter project took off and ended up with like millions of dollars, and now they're looking for a way to kind of cultivate that audience using cryptocurrency tokenization of their audience, in terms of getting them involved, keeping them on board, keeping them through Discord and various channels, and then paying them in tokens in cryptocurrency for their attention, basically. So, because you tend to have like a one-shot deal with Kickstarters, like people want the product, they see it, they buy it, and then they go away and they use it, and they don't engage until you push them another Kickstarter newsletter for the next one. Whereas it would be nicer to have those people around as part of the R&D, the development cycle, instead of just relying on people feeding back, this would be good, or could you change this, or things on Twitter that kind of get put out there but doesn't necessarily get factored into the next version of the product. So I thought of a few things that might be useful for physical products if and when we do support them. Viewing parties where everybody unboxes them at the same time. We have live streaming, video streaming tools these days. We have like things like Zoom and Jitsi and Appearing. All of these tools are great for doing video conferencing and video chat. How cool would it be to have a test group of say 8 people? You could have up to 16, but I think it would be chaos. Have a small group of 8 people from different backgrounds. Maybe you have somebody who's a nurse and somebody who's a cab driver, Uber driver, something like that. Photographer, videographer, lots of different people with different niches, different lifestyles. Maybe you have, let's take an example of, some of the big successful Kickstarter campaigns with the backpacks, right? Everybody's going to utilize that backpack in different ways. What would be cool social media for me personally to watch is not just have to watch multiple reviews on YouTube, be able to watch one viewing party video with 8 different people in from 8 different backgrounds, all unboxing the product at the same time. Having somebody, you could even have somebody from the team in the room. So one of the 8 people is actually from the team, and then that person walks people around the product and listens to their feedback, listens to their watch their reaction, listens to their reaction. Each one of those people could be recording their unboxing as they're doing this, or they could even do that separately, and you could pull all those bits of content in. A great platform for that is using frame.io. So you get people to upload all of their video to a particular link, and it's like a folder structure, a little bit like Dropbox or Explorer on your machine, and then you can just get your video editor to pull all those things down and stitch them all together and make a video for social media, for telling people, hey, these are recent 8 people that we got on board. These are their, you can make a really decent blog post out of it. These are their jobs, titles, this is what they do. And you can really hone in on niche groups of people that you're looking to attract to your product. I also put the daily driver, how they use it, where and on what did it solve? Because these are things that, as a product maker, the reason why you built the product is maybe because there wasn't something out there that did the job, or you're looking to improve on it. Or maybe it's just a fashion play that you want to make more attractive looking products, maybe from a design aesthetic, or maybe you've come across somebody making a great product and then you've added that component to it. I think those things can become really interesting social media content, documenting how people are using your product as their daily driver. Daily driver is kind of a term that is used quite a lot for people who carry EDCs, everyday carry, which is, what do you carry on you on a daily basis? Do you have a little rucksack with various items in it? And it's quite a big thing across the web, and I think all product makers could benefit from trying to be part of that conversation as being one of those items per day that's in your everyday carry. Especially if you have a backpack, you have to carry all your stuff in something, so like, why not be the backpack? So including that in the EDC conversation. Next, I put structured social media campaign releases. I think one of the hardest things for a business that's making physical products is actually to stay on top of their marketing. Unless you've got a company doing that for you, which is probably going to cost you quite a bit of money to have that put out regularly, sometimes they don't get they don't read the barometer of your business very well. The best people who are going to do that, the best people who are going to make social media content for you, is the people using your product. So you could use Review Hunt for kind of a way of structuring, curating that stuff, getting people to feedback certain videos. Like, what did you think of the straps? Are the straps good? Is the zips good? Should we change the color of the inside? Where are you using it the most? Are you using it at a festival? Are you using it to like go between shoots? Are the zips okay? Should we improve the zips? All of those little feedback loop conversations that you can get via video. Eventually, you could tokenize those as well with crypto. And so Review Hunt is kind of that you buy Hunt tokens off the exchange, and then you can set these little quests, 1 to 5 quests of things that you want your product, your end user of your product to remark on or feedback on. Humanizing the product with general feedback, inclusive for niches you want to target. There's nothing better for me for me to make a decision about buying a product, to see somebody else using it in their native environment, right? That's what I mean by humanizing the product. It's not a stack it high, sell it cheap, move product. Okay, yes, you got to make money. You want to get a return on investment. You want to get it made of a certain price and obviously put your price on top of it and make some money. That's business. But I think there's nothing better in social media than humanizing that product and how it fits into your day-to-day life, especially for people who are on the fence about, do I need it? We want to push them into a position of like, I've got to have it, rather than do I need it? I don't know if I'm going to spend that amount of money on it, because it's, they need to see X, Y, and Z, how it's going to impact their life. So I think humanizing the product using social media, using things like Review Hunt, could be really interesting, and I'm hoping that we get more products, or we do start to support products on the platform at some point. But you can still apply this mindset to apps and web apps anyway. Final one is podcast dial-in feedback voice replies. I think that would make a really good quest for anything really, app makers or web app, having people. Not everybody wants to be on video, right? But some people being able to dial in an answer to a preset number of questions that you ask. Maybe you can make one of the quests have 5 questions in it. How do you feel about X? And then they just ring up a number. It could be a mobile number that you can connect to some system, like for instance Jitsi. I think it's jitsi.org. They've got a system where you can have a video chat room open, and you can have actually people dial into it using just any old phone via a like landline number or a mobile number, and then they're in the room as audio only, so they can leave your feedback. So you could even curate that by saying, hey, we're going to have a dial-in thing at this time at night. This is the URL. 10 people come in, you mute all of them, and then you go to the first person you want to record the response, or you just record the whole session and cut those bits up and put them into a podcast. So you can control and take care of all of that side of things. So there's just a few ideas really from a physical product perspective. I know for people making products, their focus is distribution, shipping, R&D, customer support. Sometimes you just don't have enough time for marketing. So I think things like Review Hunt could be hugely valuable for that.